stopper with great skill from him to wing the Mo Salah! Raheem Sterling! What a finish! What pure class from the Englishman!
Premier Talk, the English Premier League podcast for the fans.
Buongiorno. Welcome to the Premier Talk podcast. This is episode 16, season 3, baby. We're going to call this one the Magic of the Cups. I'm one of your two hosts, as always, Andrew Mello. Alongside with me is the man, the myth, the legend, the reincarnation of Ciro Immobile,
Relax with that.
Daniel Barbudo. How you doing, buddy?
I'm not even wearing my Immobile kit either. You can't be calling me Immobile.
I don't know. You got the do like Immobile, so. And you used to be a
I was gonna
striker. For
say,
those of you
got
that
the-
don't
Got the
know,
nice little
Daniel was a goal poacher.
trash.
A goal poacher. He had a fantastic goal scoring record. I think he had a goal in every 63 matches played. Something like that. It was outrageous.
Something like that. Yeah. It was good for my standards, you know. But anyways, Mello, I'm doing well. Hope you're doing well. Excited for a new episode. We got a lot to talk about, so let's get right into it.
Yeah, we got the starting lineup, Daniel. We got games of the week.
We got the magic of the cups. We're going to talk about the FA Cup and League Cup.
And then we got the Abramovich saga continues.
Kicking us off, games of the week. First game, we got Leeds Tottenham. And again, another one to discuss because those of you that listen weekly, last week, what were we talking about, Mello?
We were talking about Leeds
With this
getting
Tottenham team.
slapped. Oh, but we talked about a little bit of Leeds getting slapped. But yeah, we talked about this Tottenham team and how 1 week they're like
Shocking.
prime AC Milan from the early 2000s, and then the next week they're let me try to put it into terms. They're like
They play like a team that
they're like
belongs in the
they're like
championship.
Schalke. They're like Schalke from like last year before they got relegated. They were just atrocious. So depends.
This week, Tottenham came out, destroyed Leeds 4-0. Last week, they beat City and lost to Burnley. So
Mhm.
every week we seem to be getting a new Tottenham team, but oh well, they do as they please. We got goals coming from Doherty, which is not really what you expect. Kulusevski, who's proved to be a really good signing with 2 goals and an assist in 5 matches, and not all 5 of those matches have been starts. And then your 2 goal scoring talent up top, your duo, your dynamic duo. You got Kane and Son.
Mhm.
There you go, 4-0. Melo, how do you feel about Kulusevski? Because I think the price tag, what they paid, which was, I believe, like very little, if anything at all, because he's on. What is he the loan option with? They
Bro, the
need to
option's
buy
like
him at the
to buy is
at
like
the end.
60 mil or something. It's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
something
Too
ridiculous.
much.
So right
It's
now,
too much money. It's too much money.
right now it's good.
He's a decent player. He's a decent player, but he's nothing like out of this world. Because if you look at his track record with Juventus, it's not that fantastic. And he wasn't starting week in, week out. He was coming off the bench, had a game here, had a game there. He wasn't even starting on Juventus. So I don't know. Maybe this is the right environment for him now.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I feel bad for Jesse Marsh though. The new manager for Leeds. He comes in and bang,
And they're getting
slapped.
destroyed.
I love seeing the memes though. It's so funny, man, because they're like, he's an American coach. They hear him talking. He doesn't have the British accent.
Yeah.
He's not a European coach, and they're just like, oh, soccer.
Soccer, yeah, they go, oh, soccer.
Good pressure. Like they're just making fun of them for a guy, And I think Jesse Marsh is not a bad coach. It's gonna take some time to adjust, and it's a different play style because Bielsa loved playing the man marking system. Like he loved when the Leeds was defending, they'd man mark. If you go and watch a Leeds game, they man mark. And it proved to be very problematic for them, and that's why they're getting beaten. A lot of 1v1 situations that they're being horrible for them. So that's why they're conceding so many goals. And for Jesse Marsh to come in, you got to give him some time. And
Yep.
it's not just because he's American, but you got to give the guy some time.
Like he's coming into a system that he doesn't know. He was former coach of Leipzig. I know there was some sort of connection between him and Ralph Ragnick when at Leipzig. I don't know if there was, because Ragnick I know was high up there. I know he was a coach at one time. He was somebody that went and developed players. They're gonna play sort of the same. They have the same sort of tactics. Give the man time. It's with any coach coming into any new environment. Wait and you'll see results eventually. Obviously, with the Leeds team, it's going to be harder and harder to prove yourself because this team hasn't been great this year.
And that fan base, they just demand so much. That's with every fan base in Europe.
I don't know.
I feel like Leeds though, I don't know. I feel like
they're all nuts. They want new managers. If you're firing your manager and a new guy's coming in, that guy better start off right, because if he won't, he'll be gone quickly. And that's how it is in Europe. And I think that's how it should be, to be completely honest with you. Give the man a little bit of time. Don't give him forever, because you give him a little bit and he'll take a whole lot. And that's just how it is. Anyways, too much to talk about Tottenham, because we'll be talking about them again next week, getting absolutely hammered to a team like Norwich, but it's fine. Next game of the week. And this is just another one to talk about, just because how shocking not that they've been shocking. They haven't been getting results when they need to get results.
Roy Hodgson, baby. Roy Hodgson, baby.
It's no other than Manchester United. They're dropping points again against Watford this time in a 0-0 draw. Look, they're dropping points. They're in a tight race right now to finish in the top 4. You have the likes of City, Chelsea, and Liverpool. And those two teams are solidified. They're finishing 1, 2, 3. I don't know what order they're going to finish, because there's still lots of time, but those are 1, 2, 3. So that 4th spot is up in the air, and it's up in the air for teams like West Ham, teams like Arsenal, teams like Tottenham, if they figure out some stuff, and teams like United. But this United team isn't acting like they're in a top 4 race, and it's I hate watching it. I can't stand it. This game against Watford, we had chance after chance after chance after chance after chance. Ronaldo was crying 7 minutes into the game. He hit the post. He had a fantastic chance to score, and he didn't. And I look, he is one of the greatest goal scorers ever. His attitude recently, because he's in a little bit of a slump, a little bit of a drought at United, has been poor. It has been.
It's the Man United curse, Daniel. It's as simple as that. It's Cristiano Ronaldo, man. He's the.
I know.
And for him to be in a slump, it tells you a lot. It tells you that the players around him are not good enough, because they have to get up to Ronaldo's level. That's what I think. I think Ronaldo's
that sounds a little bit biased, but
no. In all seriousness,
look, every
player has a slump.
goes through their slump. Exactly.
And people are not used to Ronaldo being in a slump, because he never really has been. He's been that consistent and dominant for the entirety of his career. And now for people to see him in a little bit of a slump, they're quick to jump the gun and talk bad about the guy. But it's a part of the game. And at 37. It's bound to happen for a guy that's been as successful as he has. He's gonna go in some slumps, right? And you pair that with some entitled and underperforming players in Manchester United. It's 1 and 1. It's gonna equal this, So you can't be too hard on Ronaldo, but it's unfortunate, just the current situation. And for me, I like Ronaldo, but I like seeing this Man United team struggle. I do. It's Roy versus the world. Roy versus the world. He came into this Watford side, and man, he scratched away at the point against Manchester United, the glorious Manchester United. So good on Watford, man. They had a fantastic game, in my opinion.
And Watford's results against Manchester United this year have been great.
Yeah.
They've gotten 4 points from Manchester United. Manchester United coming away with 1.
Yep.
The first game was absolutely dreadful from United. They got destroyed. I think the final score was like 4-1 or 3-1. I can't remember. But it was just a poor game, and this is the exact same thing. The only thing I'm pulling out of Manchester United from this game is their creativity in the final third was ridiculous. They had chances coming off of everything. Fantastic passing, great touches, great layoffs. You got guys dribbling and taking on mans. I think Alanga is going to be a top player in the side down the years, because he seems like he's oozing confidence. Like, that's just what it seems like to me. He loves taking guys on. He's willing to do whatever. I know he had chances in this game that he should have finished. I remember the Pogba back heel that he took across goal and then missed wide. Look, we could have easily destroyed Watford. It could have been like 4-5-6 nothing. They had one chance, like the last kick of the game. Who was it? It was who's the winger on Watford? Fast guy. Is Ismail Sarr.
Sorry.
And he's been fantastic this year. And he came ripping across from the left wing on his strong foot. I think it's on a strong foot. And he ripped one top shelf, and it just grazed the post. Oh my God, it was scary, because that could have ended so badly, especially with all the pressure that we had on Watford that game. Yeah, it was bad. It was a poor performance overall. It was bad. There's nothing else I really want to talk about, because that's all I have to do. Moving on. This is just a talking point. I don't really want to put this in the games of the week. It was a great game, but there's just one main thing I want to focus on in this game. We got Everton versus Man City. The game finished 1-0 Man City, and it's a massive point in the title race, because a tie. City can't afford to drop points anymore.
No.
That's just how it's going to be. Them and Liverpool are going to be going toe to toe, just throwing haymakers for the rest of the year, and it's going to be win, 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 and the first team that screws up is going to lose this title. That's what it's going to come down to. City can't afford to lose points. 85th minute, Rodri, 5 minutes left in the match. The ball's bouncing in the box, high up in the air, spinning. It bounces right in front of him, spins to his right. He throws his arm out there, and it was clear and obvious handball. Ref didn't deem it. VAR looked at it. They intervened. They had a good 2-3 minute look at it. They were looking at it for a while, and they deemed it clean. And for me, look, I'm going to be completely honest with you right now. I hate City. I do. I can't stand them. Their team is phenomenal. They are the best, one of the best teams in Europe. And same with that Liverpool side. And I don't know who I want to win this title race because I dislike them pretty equally. But I think the City team has more of what it takes to win Premier League. So I'm going to root for the side of City. They did not deserve to come out of this game with a 1-0 victory. Their goal that they scored was awful. It was just a bad defending. And this is one of the worst calls I've seen from VAR, and they've made a lot of bad calls. And this was a call that could have changed City's season entirely.
Yeah, this call essentially sums up Everton's season. It's been pathetic. It's been underwhelming. It's been unlucky at times. Even for Everton, I thought they fought really hard this game. I thought they fought really hard, and a lot of people, before the initial whistle was blown for this game, they would have thought that Man City would just steamrolled Everton and just crushed them, but they didn't. It was a tough game, and this is the beauty of the Premier League. It's teams like Man City battling against teams like Everton that are not having a fantastic season, and they're just scraping away with the win. This is the drama, right, of the Premier League, and it's a very unorthodox, unfitting sort of talking point, but it came down to a VAR call, and it's tough to swallow if you're a fan of the game, because you want VAR in there for all the right reasons, and you think for something as clear and obvious as a handball in the box that would have awarded a penalty late in the game would have been called, but it wasn't. And this just takes my mind back to that memory from a couple weeks ago when Tottenham had scored the 3-2 winning goal over City, and then the fourth official, like we mentioned in one of our previous podcasts, he looked like he was like upset, like he was mad that they had scored. So
you have money on the game.
Makes you wonder where where these calls are coming from, and if they're coming from a fair and unbiased place. So it's pretty interesting, man. It's going to be pretty interesting to see. I'm curious to see if there's any other favorable calls that can be questionable for Man City again. Who knows?
Look, I think VAR needs to be implemented. I think that it is a great idea. There's two things I find that are wrong with it. It's so inconsistent to the point where it's hard to watch, and they take way too long sometimes on calls.
No, fair enough. Yeah, I agree.
Like, realistically, if they're taking 2 to 3 minutes on let's say they take 2 minutes, that's usually the average amount of time to see if a play
is still lengthy. That's still pretty lengthy.
If there's a foul, to see if there is an offside leading to a goal, to see if they need to intervene for any reason necessary. Most of the time, the ref doesn't add back that 2 minutes at the end of the game.
It just slows down the game, the flow.
And I know people, especially in North America, not being well known in the sport, they're used to everything stop clock. That's just how it is. And I know friends of mine, they get insanely frustrated when you got time wasting or VAR intervening for a quick little check that ends up taking way too long. And then that time isn't added back at the end of the game or at halftime. And it's frustrating. It is, because they need to just speed up the process, and it fixes a lot of things, and just clean it up to the point where it's not as inconsistent as it is.
Yeah, Daniel, some awesome points made there, and some fair points as well. We're going to shift here now to the magic of the cups. We had the EFL Cup, the Carabao Cup Final this past week, and it was a fantastic matchup between Liverpool and Chelsea. we spoke last episode about our predictions, and boy, oh boy, was I wrong in 3-2 Chelsea. There was no goals scored in regular time.
Yep.
I went to extra time. There was even 4 overturned goals that were, they scored, but then they were taken back. I remember one notably in extra time, it was Havertz, and I was just so happy that they had scored. It was a neat little finish, but then obviously got taken away due to being offside.
There was Lukaku in extra time too.
Lukaku as well. And Virgil van Dijk competed a defender from an offside position. That
which I hate that call, by the way. I can't stand it.
That one, led to Liverpool's goal being taken back. So it went to penalties. It was deadlock, went to pens. Some fantastic penalties. Kepa got subbed on because he's the penalty specialist.
I remember after his little stint last year, I don't think he should ever be subbed into penalties, but it's fine. Or 2 years ago. 2 years ago? Yeah, 2 years ago.
Yeah. So, anyways, all the penalties were scored. It came down to the keepers at the end of it. There was one penalty that was pretty interesting. It was Kepa stacking himself on the left side of the goal.
Van Dijk.
And Van Dijk with the,
rifle.
Just rifled it to the same side. Like Kepa was trying to test him, see what he would do. And
he wasn't even there. It was amazing.
Yeah, it was pretty.
It was a little
funny.
dink from who? Fabinho. Nice little dink down the middle.
Yeah, and then he just looked right. He just stared at him after, like, so it was so cold, man. Like,
it was
Van Dijk
cold.
just blasted it and just like, yeah, I own you, bro.
Cold,
and then
cold.
Keller took the pen as a keeper for Liverpool, and he netted quite nicely, actually.
Nicely, yeah.
And then it came down to the penalty specialist, Kepa Arrizabalaga, and he stepped up and
he hit it into the 7th row.
7th row, man. This guy sent that ball to space, man. He sent it to outer space. It landed in Tottenham Stadium.
Okay, what's the song?
Man, it was brutal.
Oh,
yeah, I know he's a keeper at the end of the day. But hit the net, bro. Just hit the net.
Yeah,
hit the net. Yeah, hit the net. If you hit the net and the goalie saves, it's a big deal.
So be it.
But that was just brutal. He leaned back. I just had a feeling in my gut that he was gonna miss. I'm like,
it was you know what?
It was so fitting. It was so fitting.
It was the most fitting thing ever. I was so happy that he missed after the little stunt that he pulled a few years ago.
Yeah, Sorry was watching that on the television.
He was
with the stove in his mouth, and he's just loving it.
Yeah, because like what was the stunt 2 years ago or a few years ago was him not wanting to come off before penalties when they were going to sub in, who was it, Willie Caballero, I think, at the time.
Because Willie was the PK specialist at that time.
Was the PK specialist at that time. And I still think that Mendy is
They should have left Mendy in there.
They just leave him in there. I don't
understand.
He was
coming off. He came off of an AFCON penalty shootout in the finals that he made some saves in. So
I don't understand. Like I don't get that at all. But
I don't blame the coach for that decision.
No, I don't.
I think it was
because realistically, the only thing he did wrong was what he was sent in there to not do, which is shoot.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, you can't blame. It was fitting. That's all. Then.
So, anyways, Liverpool won. I thought Liverpool deserved. They had the slight edge in the game, even though it was a pretty close game. I think Liverpool deserved a little bit more, to be fair. So Liverpool they ended up winning. As tough it was as a Chelsea fan to watch them lose in the final. Liverpool did deserve it. They did. So
and that's what comes out.
Yeah.
Moving on, still in the magic of the cups, though. We got after the Carabao Cup, we got the FA Cup.
FA Cup.
The magic of the FA Cup. I love this cup so much.
Yeah, it's an awesome.
I love seeing teams from like the Championship or the Third Division.
I like seeing those small teams. I like those small teams. Like I always root for the small teams in this because, man, if you win, you could be in Europe next year. So it's pretty interesting. So,
and talking about two small teams, the two teams I wanted to talk about quickly were Middlesboro and Nottingham Forest. Both teams playing the Championship. Middlesboro kicked out Tottenham, and Manchester United. So, come on, you Manchester United. And United lost in penalties. They beat Tottenham in extra time, really late in the game. And then Nottingham Forest, they eliminated Arsenal and Leicester City. So this is teams in the Championship.
Been good, man. They've been good.
And when they played Leicester, they didn't just beat Leicester. They dummies.
They slapped them.
They slapped them. Like what was it? I believe the score was 4-1.
Yeah.
They got killed from start to finish. There was no chance for Leicester in that game.
Yeah.
Leicester looked like they were the team from the Championship, and Nottingham looked like they were a team that was in the Prem, because it wasn't even fair how much they got slapped.
If
And
the former two-time UCL winners in Nottingham win this, that would be,
I would
man,
love it.
I would love to see it. I would love to
There's
see it.
9 teams left right now. One is going to be decided tomorrow. Nottingham Forest or Huddersfield are going to go through, and the 8 teams remaining are going to be Crystal Palace versus Everton. That's one match. Middlesboro versus Chelsea. Second match, Nottingham Forest or Huddersfield, depending who wins tomorrow.
I just
Will
feel
go
them
on
good
to
though. They're
play.
second in the championship right now.
Yeah, that's going to be a good match too. Those two, the winner go on to play Liverpool. So good luck to any of those 2 teams. And then you got Southampton to square off against Manchester City. Mello, who do you think is going to win?
You could pick any of those top teams to win. I said just now I want Nottingham to win it. That'd be so cool to see a small team in Europe next year.
Mhm.
But realistically speaking, I'd say probably City, Liverpool, Chelsea. Take your pick, one of those 3.
Yeah.
Beyond that, I don't see Palace or Everton contending, or even Southampton. So it's a safe pick. It would be one of those top 3 teams.
The finals I want to see is easily City Liverpool, because they still have to play one more time in the league, and that draw or that tie in the league that they have soon is going to be massive, because that can make the gap between the 2 teams 9 points, and therefore basically untouchable for Liverpool, or can close that gap right up to a 1 game.
Mm-hmm.
Going to be a massive game. So
Yeah.
I would love to see that happen in the FA Cup finals. But like you said, I'm okay with Nottingham Forest and Middlesbrough going on to win this, because why not? They're championship teams. They deserve a little bit of love. So we'll give it to them.
Daniel, the Abramovich saga continues, man. He's offered to sell the club. He originally left it for board members or directors, rather, Petr Cech and Marina Granovskaya.
I don't know. I butcher last name, so I'm not one to judge.
But anyways, yeah, they were in charge for now. And they did a fantastic job with some of the transfers actually that they have been in charge of. But anyways, there's been some interest in. He bought it originally for 140 million pounds in 2003, and now it's being sold in 2022 for an asking price of 3 billion pounds, which is outrageous.
Talk about a friggin' profit margin.
Yeah, that's profits there. But apparently, any of the net worth, the new net worth that they gain from the sale of the club, that they're he's gonna use it to help efforts in Ukraine, from what I've read in a statement that he released. So
okay. Well, that's nice of him, but
we'll see what happens.
We'll see how that works.
But it had to be done. He had to sell the club due to previous ties with Putin and the whole Russia-Ukraine conflict going on right now. So I think it was time to move on. And there's been some interest from some serious buyers. Even Conor McGregor.
I love that.
The UFC icon. He was interested, but he's a Man United fan, so I was questioning that. I was having a conversation with a buddy the other day saying, why would you want to buy Chelsea if you are a Man United fan? I didn't understand that. He released an image of a WhatsApp group chat with an unknown number, and essentially the message from that person said, "Oh, Chelsea's up for sale for 3 billion or something. Do you want to buy it?" And he goes, "Yeah, let's buy it." It's something like that. But who knows? Who knows if he's actually really serious? I heard there's some other serious suitors. There was the consortium of Wyss and Bowley. Wyss is a Swiss philanthropist, and he confirmed his intention to negotiate with Abramovich. The condition was, there's one condition, the sole condition, and it was that he needs some help funding this because it is quite costly. And that was with Bowley, who owns the Dodgers already. He has a share in the Dodgers, the LA Dodgers baseball team. So he's someone that might partner up with him and possibly buy Chelsea. There's also a man named Musin Bayrak. It's a Turkish billionaire, and he's also interested in buying the club too. So who knows? Who knows? There's still some time. It's just went up for sale, obviously. So, but whoever goes to buy it, hopefully they can continue in the same fashion that Abramovich did, and that was that he was involved with the club. He allowed for some serious spending to occur in terms of transfers. So that'd be ideal for that to continue. So hopefully whoever comes in does a decent job. So
because realistically, Abramovich is leaving with a legacy, and there's no way this is the way he would have wanted to leave this club, because he has a great history. He's invested time, money, effort, and has come out as a winner overall. Like that's all he's done at this club in the 19 years he's been there. He's won. And he's hoping to pass on to the right person, obviously for the right price, because £3 billion is a disgusting amount of money. Look, the person going to be coming in, you're hoping that they're willing to dish out money to take this Chelsea team to the next level. They're going to be a billionaire, so I don't know. I can't really talk on behalf of billionaires because I'm not one myself, clearly. But look, you're hoping that he comes in and he wants what's best for this club, because this club is headed in the right direction right now. They have been over the years. So hopefully the person that comes in just continues what Abramovich has left for them.
Yeah, and at the end of Abramovich's statement, he just said his one hope is that he could return to Stamford Bridge one day and say goodbye to the stadium and to the fans. So get a proper goodbye, and that I think would be fair for someone who's obviously loved this club and put a lot of time and effort into the club. So I think that'd be a great thing for the fans and the club to experience along with him.
And I think once he's off the UK sanction list, which I don't know how long that's going to take because of all the politics that are involved in that, but he will make his return. No doubt. I have no doubt that he will. Hopefully sooner or later, because he deserves to go out in royalty. That's all. That's basically all it's come down to. Daniel,
that about wraps it up. Yes.
We're buzzing.
That about wraps it up for episode 16 of the Premier Talk podcast. Another one in the books. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Check out our socials as usual. Premier Talk Official on Instagram. And, we're looking to expand into MySpace. I heard MySpace is getting hot right now.
Yeah, we're gonna buy some stuff. Why MySpace?
I don't know. It's the first watched.
It's the first thing that goes you
to mind. Yeah. Either that or Pinterest. Let's get on Pinterest.
Yeah. I think we can create some nice Premier League boards
or
for
Quora.
You guys.
Let's get onto Quora, boys.
Oh, geez. You might as well go back to Kick at that point too. Go to that. Anyways, guys, thank you so much. As always, you can make sure to subscribe on YouTube, listen on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you guys want to listen, we're there. And as always, we appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys, and we'll see you next week. Take care, everyone.
See you later.